everyone, it's Brandy Janae here. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. If you are new here, then welcome. And if you're returning, hey, thank you so much for being a continued supporter of this channel. In today's video, I am going to be attempting a one sheet wonder card. Yes, one sheet wonder card, which will consist of using one 12 by 12 sheet of paper to make a total of 7 different cards. Now this particular one is going to be very easy because I just wanted to try it out first, kind of see how it worked, and then I will do one of the more complex ones for another video. So if you are interested in learning more about how to do the one sheet wonder card, then please stay tuned. All right, great. So the first thing you're going to need is your 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I am using this Perry and Peach paper that I found at Joann's, I don't know, some time ago. You can see it's pretty old, it's like falling apart. It's one of those papers that I use all the time. So any type of 12 by 12 sheet of paper will work. Doesn't matter how thin it is or how thick it is, it'll work no matter what. So I have the 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I think I am going to use something kind of like I don't want a pattern that's too big. Then again, I don't really want one that's too small either. So maybe you know what? I think I'll use this one because I like this side and I also like this side, so I can kind of switch it up a little bit. So I'm gonna get this out of the way. All right, so I have my 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Then you will also need a card base. I just took some regular white cardstock and went ahead and cut it to size. So I basically take a sheet of cardstock, turn it the long way, and then cut it in half, which ends up being 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So, and then I score at the 4 1/4 mark and then fold it, and here you go. So I went ahead and pre-cut these because I feel like, I mean, anybody can cut. It's pretty self-explanatory. So these are those. And then I also have the measurements here for what I'm going to cut the 12 by 12 sheets by. So I'll just hopefully try to kind of leave this in the background just in case you forget. So I will just, like I said, kind of leave this here so that just in case you forget, you can kind of keep looking at that. Then I have these 2 stamp sets. These are both from Stampin' Up. Yippee Skippy is an older stamp. It's probably not available anymore. I've kind of been dealing with Stampin' Up for a really, really long time. But I wanted to make thank you cards for my customers that order. I love sending handwritten thank you notes. Typically, I just stamp a thank you stamp on the front, but this time I decided to, you know, kind of jazz them up a little bit. So I'm going to use this one that says awesome, thanks. And then I use this one that says just a note of thanks. I'm going to put those 2 together. So here's these. I have 2 stamp sets. This Music from the Heart I know is a newer one because I just received it, I guess probably about a month ago. So hopefully that one is still available for purchase. Then I also have my snail adhesive. This is a permanent adhesive, also made by Stampin' Up. And it's similar to the other tape runners like the Tombow and some of the other ones that they use. The only difference is this one doesn't have the dots. It has more of like the full tape strip. So you'll kind of see that when I'm going. Then I have some dimensionals. These are also from Stampin' Up, and these just allow you to have a more of a 3D appearance to your image. So it just kind of pops it up off the page a little bit. And then I cut these little strips so that I could stamp the notes on. I'm thinking these might be big enough, maybe not, but if they're not, then I do have some additional paper. So I just cut these down to 1-inch strips because I figured that would be plenty to go ahead and type the thank you note sentiment on. I'm sorry, not type, stamp the thank you note sentiment on. So hopefully, like I said, this is enough. Then I do have my paper trimmer, also from Stampin' Up. I think, sorry about the light glare. What I love about this one is a lot of paper trimmers, and that's definitely something you want to check into if you are planning on making a ton of cards. A lot of paper trimmers do not have a 6-inch base, which typically when you're cutting a card, you're going to cut, like I said, right at 4 1/4 or 5 1/2, depending on the direction you want the card. So a lot of the times that 5 1/2 mark ends up being over here in like this crease, which makes it a little less easy to find and to maneuver through. So I like the Stampin' Up moved it to 6, and then you know, it extends out to 17 inches. So just in case you're working with a larger sheet of paper, you have that option. And then I will also be using a black stamp pad, which I just noticed is not right here on the table. So I'm gonna have to sneak off and grab that in just a moment. And then, oh no, I'm sorry, not black. That's why it's not here. I'm gonna use this rose. I'm hoping that it's gonna show up on this paper. If it does not, when I test it out, then I will go ahead and grab, I will go grab the black one. But I'm hoping that it's going to work and just kind of give it a little bit of color, but not so that it's like overwhelmingly black. I wanted to just have something a little bit more muted and subtle on this paper. So Rococo Rose, this is also a color from Stampin' Up. I'm not really sure if this is current. It came in a kit that I received when I signed up to be a Stampin' Up consultant. And honestly, I don't remember every single color in the catalog because there's so many. So I'm sure if this one is not available, there are ones that are very similar to the Rococo Rose. And then last but not least, I have my case with all of the acrylic blocks that I have. As you can see, I do have most of them. I'm not sure where I put C or H. They are probably around the house somewhere. But anyway, so this is one of the holders. It just holds your clear acrylic blocks, which you would use to put your acrylic stamps on. So I think this one should be large enough for what I need today. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, and I'll just show you what's going on. And remember, these are the measurements, so I'm not going to talk you through the whole thing because obviously I know you can see. So I'm just going to leave these measurements here, and if I remember when I'm editing this, I will also put it in the description box below. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and get to card making. here we go. All 7 cards are finished. Here is the first one. And of course, like I said, I do handwritten notes on the inside. So I would write personalized thank you notes here. But here's the front, and I just kind of cut the corners off a little bit just to change it up from just being a basic rectangle. And as you saw, I used once I cut one corner, I used that as like a template to cut the other 4 corners to keep it as even as possible. So there's one. And here's another one. Instead of it just being an even strip, I made this one a little bit longer just to kind of give it a little variation. Then this strip here, that was also the 5 1/4 by 4, I just cut that slit in. I just learned about if you kind of make your line up to the middle, then it'll make your, I don't know what these pieces are called, but it'll make your flag pieces a little bit straighter. Now I could have used the paper trimmer to actually cut those, but I'm like, scissors will do. That's how you know it's handmade. So, and then I have this one, which will go this way. So again, just a little something. They don't have to be too intricate because again, you know, it's the note inside and these that make a difference. If I'm making cards, typically I have like a 3-layer process, so the cards are a little bit heavier, a little bit sturdier, if I'm making a card for you to give to someone. But since these are just more or less note cards, I figured, you know, just the one sheet will be perfect. Here's another one. I just trying out this little fold thing. I can honestly say I've never done that before. I kind of like it. I might, I guess if I was doing this again, I'd probably add some like jewels or, you know, some other types of embellishments to it just to give it even more little flair. Uh-oh, that one came undone. I'm gonna have to add some more. I have some like glue dots, but I didn't bring those in here to this workspace. So I'll probably just add a little glue dot behind that to make sure that it doesn't keep popping up on me because that's annoying. So anyway, but here's another little fold. I like this folded one better than this folded one. But I do kind of like having both of the little folded ideas. So yeah, and I love double-sided paper because again, it looks like you're using multiple things even though it's really just the one sheet. So that's pretty cool. And then here is card number 7 with just the panels, and then I just decided to make a bigger square to kind of fill up some more of this space and pop it in the middle. So anyway, these are the 7 cards. Some of them are pop dotted, some of them are flat, but I absolutely love them, and I'm so happy that I was able to share this video with you today. So if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button on my channel if you have not already done so, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post another video. And stay on the lookout for the next One Sheet Wonder card example. That one, like I said, will be a little bit more difficult. I just kind of wanted to start off easy so that I can kind of understand the process a little bit better. So anyway, be on the lookout for that coming up soon. Thank you again for watching, and as always, have a good day, friends. Goodbye.